Hello, welcome by this podcast. In this podcast, we're going to talk about Boss and we're going to introduce you to Susanna.
Hi, hello everyone.
Hello, Susanna.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Can you introduce yourself?
So I'm Susanna. I'm a no-code developer and a UX designer. And what I do at Brocarga is I develop BOSS, our internal system for brokers.
Okay.
What does BOSS mean? What's the abbreviation?
It's Brocarga's operational sales system.
All right, and what's your background?
Oh, my background is quite mixed. So I graduated as a biologist, so I have a science degree. Later on, followed by a creative management degree, master's degree, and in UX design.
Okay, and how did you bring that by Brocarga?
Well, that's a really good question. So I really looked forward something that is connected with UX. But when I saw the job offer basically mixed with no-code development and a UX design, I thought that's something for me. And also the idea of developing tools in such a fast way to seeing all the effects actually immediately, it's just kind of amazing.
Okay, before I'd like to know anything about Boss, I have a question for you, Klaas.
Yes.
What is Brocarga?
So Brocarga is basically a framework where independent freight brokers can start their own business. So as Susanna mentioned, BOSS is the system where they work from. BOSS handles everything but the transport. So BOSS takes care of finance, of the cash flow, of invoicing, sales invoices, but also the purchase invoices. So for freight brokers, for freight forwarding, for freight forwarders, it is the platform where they can actually work for themselves, even if they are, even if they are, how do you say it? It's weird to do it in English.
Yeah.
It is. Let's say we have to put the knop on.
The button.
We have to put the button on, and we have to talk with our stone cold English. But so Brocarga is a framework where independent freight brokers can work. The freight brokers focus solely on transport, and Brocarga takes care of everything else, and mainly done with technology. And the technology is built by Susanna, and it's called BOSS, the Brocarga Operations and Sales System. And so maybe I had to say it once more so we can make another short.
Okay.
No, just next question.
What does Boss stand for?
BOSS stands for Brocarga Operations and Sales System. So basically it means that the whole idea behind this is that a freight broker, an independent freight broker, does only do two things. They do the sales and the operations. Everything else is done by BOSS, by the platform. So that's why it's called the Brocarga Operations and Sales System. It's also sales and operations in one system. So it's not that you have like a CRM system and you have another system where you handle your documents, and you have another system that handles the transport legs or whatsoever. No, it's one system you work in, and it is like a cockpit where you can handle your transports and everything else.
Okay.
Yes.
Susanna.
So basically it serves from end to end. So I watched brokers that they work constantly under pressure, and they sometimes really stressed. And when they getting a new deal, it's sometimes connecting 3 channels like email, they have to answer the phone, they have to text back somebody. So let's say everything is scattered. And what BOSS does is basically it collects all the information from all the channels where brokers can actually put everything into it. So starting from sales, going through purchases, through managing all the transport. So you see specifically which transport is where. So, if it started, if it's collected, where it's been. And later on, handling all the invoicing, all the payments, all the basically closing the deal. So it's something that really serves from end to end. So you have everything in one place and it's not scattered. So something that is like quite helpful for the broker to manage all the deals.
And how long are you working for Brocarga now?
Since March this year. So not even a year.
8 months?
Yes.
Okay.
And what did you deliver so far?
Oh my God, what I didn't deliver. So maybe from a start. So I started from also an internship. So I worked as a broker for a month and a half, perhaps.
Yeah, you were in the Rotterdam office.
Yeah.
So you are from Poland, but you went to Rotterdam to work as an intern, but actually for a month to work as a broker.
Yes,
so you
exactly.
you were working in the system and you knew exactly what pain points there are. So for a month you have been using the system.
Yes.
Basically built by me.
Yes.
And you knew, let's say, okay, this is what I have to change.
Yes, basically that's what happened. And when I started, I was surprised that there is a huge part of brokers' work that is connected with building relationships, and all this operational work came later on. But what surprised me that seriously, they have to pick up so many phones, answer so many messages, that when I finally was able to enter any kind of deals or transports to boss, I felt relieved that everything is one place, because I felt overwhelmed if I looked through the email and saying like, okay, this is where the loading place is. Okay, in the next channel there is, okay, this is the unload place. This is how much are we gonna sell this deal and everything. So that was like, wow, so many informations. And when I entered everything in boss, it was just clear and easy to navigate, basically. And I felt like all the pressure and all the stress connecting to remember things was gone, because there was a boss basically handling everything. So that was a good experience. And I know that you've built it and you didn't hire an UX designer. So for me, it was easy to spot some of the things that, well, we could improve. We could make it easier, because I couldn't, for example...
It was very hard to find them, but you could find them, of course.
I could find them after I asked you. And sometimes it was, okay, for me, it would be very easy to navigate if I had a button that goes directly to the wallet, for example, or goes directly to the, adding extra carrier somewhere. It's like normal, right?
Well,
but
I think if you talk about a wallet, it is, let's say, jargon, or how you call it in English. It's like, what is a wallet within Boss?
Okay, for wallet, for brokers, is a place where they can see their finances. They can see how many deals they're actually on. So they have actually pre-wallet and a wallet. So the pre-wallet holds...
First of all, to make it very clear, an independent freight broker, they earn on the base of margin, on a 50-50 base of margin. So they earn money by doing deals. Let's say there's a €100 margin on a deal. So from loading to unloading, you sell it for €1,000. You purchase it for €900. There's a €100 margin, €50. So it's a 50-50 division. So €50 will go to the broker, and this will go to the wallet.
Yes, exactly. So this is the money that broker will basically earn.
Yeah.
And they can just pay out and spend the money.
Yeah, exactly.
They worked on it. So yeah, those are the things that I, for example, couldn't enter easily. And that's what class showed me, like, oh, you have to press, I don't know, was it space or something on kind of input? Then it would go directly to that page. So those were the things that were not that intuitive, but I know, like, all the brokers, they were taught that way. They knew it's gonna go and work. Or sometimes I think in the just address, just typing what you are looking for. So those were the tiny things that I saw like immediately that we need to fix it, because it takes so much time to find those places or to add new things that definitely that needs a bit of improvement.
All right. How is Boss structured? Okay, walk us through the components.
Yeah, sure. So once the broker knows the deal, so basically know all the details, or actually doesn't always have to know everything at the beginning, but we know the loading place, we know who's our client, we know the loading meters, we know all the details regarding the deal. So Boss handles entering the deal. So basically, a broker can enter the deal. So let's say this is the process deal of sales. Later on, Boss handles adding the courier. So basically, who's gonna be our courier that's gonna deal with this deal? So also adding the courier, we are sending the transport order as well. And also Boss handles entire transport situation. So basically, we inform Boss when the transport started, where it's ended, and then we can easily always upload the POD. And then this is the best part, because I think this is the part where satisfies the brokers the most, because you don't need to handle all the invoicing or self-billing, because Boss does it for you. So all you need is just upload correct documents that's going to be sent to our clients. And later on, we just basically wait for the clients to pay. And you just see the magic behind it, like the money coming to your wallet from a pre-wallet. And it's ready for a payout for a broker, basically. So it handles the invoicing, handles self-billing, handles payments, and yeah.
It handles everything,
Everything.
an independent freight broker does not want to do.
Okay. And do you have a sales system or anything in Boss, or?
Yeah, so basically, Boss has a 10-step plan. So it's a very clear line that every deal has the same line. First, transport service has to be sold. Secondly, a transport service has to be purchased. Thirdly, the transport service has to be executed. Then, after the transport is executed, we need a proof of delivery. So we request a proof of delivery, which is often a picture of the CMR. We upload it to Boss, and from that moment, it is done for the broker.
Yes.
Boss handles the rest. So step 5 till 10 is done by Boss, by Brocarga. So it's not the responsibility of the broker anymore, but it is a responsibility of Brocarga, of Boss. So what will Boss do? First, 5 is Boss will generate an invoice. 6, it will collect the money from our finance partner. 7, it will send out a self-bill to the carrier. 8, it will send the money out to the carrier. 9, it will pay the broker. So the money will go from the pre-wallet to the wallet. And 10, it will release the money actually to the company. So basically, we will pay other things such as marketing. So we can sit over here, but also platform development. So Susanna can sit over there.
Yeah, thank you.
and eventually, maybe there will be a small profit. But we will only see that in a few days when the books will be closed for this year, if there will be a small profit or not.
So you're responsible for step 5 to 10.
Wow, when you put it that way, yes. Yes, I am. I mean, bosses.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like Bart says, you never make mistakes, right? Boss never makes mistakes.
Well, yeah, never.
This week you've been in the Netherlands, so we are here in Alphen aan den Rijn, and we are in this great podcast studio. But you are here in the Netherlands. Why are you here now?
Oh, because we did something crazy with Boss. I call it Boss to Zero, because we completely changed how it works just to handle better our finances in Brocarga. So basically what it means for brokers and the company is that the cash flow amongst the company is way better handled. And what it means for us that because in the past we would immediately pay our bills.
Yeah,
Practically pay our invoices.
So whenever we uploaded approved delivery, it was the invoice and self bill were initiated at the same time, and now we first send out the invoice. We wait for the money that is collected, and then we send out the self bill and we send out the money afterwards. So it's a waterfall approach. So whenever the invoice is incorrect, or we invoice, for instance, with wrong documents or anything, it will we will block, let's say, the process over there.
Yes.
So that's the main improvement. But you can imagine that this is a core change. This is the core of the whole process is changed.
Yes.
So it's been a major development, which we put live last week.
Yes, that's right. So we have basically a safeguard for the boss, for the entire company right now, because there is very little likelihood that suddenly there's no money on account, because it's not possible, because first we're waiting, as you said, for our clients to basically pay the invoices, so later on we can share that money with all other stuff. So yeah,
so a major change in the system.
Yeah, definitely.
How many weeks did it take?
Oh God, I think it took us 2 weeks to figure out the entire workflow, how it should look like, and actually paying attention to what we had before in Post 1.0, because there was a mess, and we learned on our mistakes to first think, later to act on that. And
so are you now saying that I did not think when I built the version 1.0? Okay, keep on talking, because probably you will not answer.
Maybe. Yes.
She was like,
That's what I said. But yeah, this version is well defined, and we spent, I think, maybe even 3 weeks to just figure it out, the workflow.
Mm-hmm.
Then we started with developing everything, and it took maybe 3 months or so.
Yeah.
Like counting like this, because there were so many things that had to change and go. And we had to split so many things because the workflows were very connected with each other. And then we also had to add some API calls from our partners, basically. So we are also triggered by the external partners. They let us know that, okay, your invoice has been paid. So, you have a green light to share that money with your brokers and releasing money to your budgets and everything. So yeah, that's a kind of major change.
how was the feedback from the brokers on this new system?
So I don't think that changed so much for them. I think it really changed in the back end, how it works, because I don't believe before they were kind of aware what is happening in the background. But the major change for them was change of deal statuses. And I got mixed feedback, because obviously something new is a change. Not everyone likes the changes. And this is something I think we still have to consider. If we need to kind of display and share all the information that is displayed in BOSS. But I'm thinking about something that can give them a little peace of mind to just add less statuses, because they're very important from an operational point of view, and they're kind of important for all the triggers that we have in BOSS, but not necessarily they have any value for them, for the brokers. But overall, I think it went quite well. Still, there are a few bugs to be fixed, but no major problems at the moment.
When we're working in, when a broker is working in BOSS, they first do the deal. They add the deal in. They add a carrier. They send out a transport order. later on they invoice the shipment and they get paid. And when they get paid, the money is in the wallet. And you also change the wallet.
Yes, I did. That's the first time that Boss has a mobile version.
Exactly.
So they have a wallet on their mobile phones, basically.
And regarding feedback, I want to give you a little bit of a present.
Oh,
So it is actually wrapped in a great jumbo wrapping paper. But regarding the feedback,
oh my God.
Can you show it to
I
us?
can show it. I think it's a feedback from from the person that loves to give feedback and that is very, very specific about many things and doesn't like to changes. But this is something big. Wow. Wow.
Can you show it to me?
it was in the group chat. Susanna made a major change to the wallet, and
Amazing.
Bart said like, "Oh, can I click it?" It said like my wallet mobile. I was not on my mobile, so then
Amazing.
Susanna was like, "Okay, you can click it," and he was like, "Oh, okay, let me check it." And then later on, he said like, "Oh, I forgot. It looks good." And I was like, "This is the best feedback you had."
The best feedback from Bart I've ever heard. Yeah, honestly.
Bart gives feedback all the time.
Yeah, I really appreciate it though, because he's the one I think that clicked the most in Boss, and it's good to hear his opinion. So that's way better than being silent or just telling me like, it's okay, it's fine, but not feeling the new workflow.
A user, a user in the system or an independent freight broker, as I said before, this is his cockpit. He is working all day from the system. He has it on the screen open, and he can manage his transports in there, do new deals, does his sales, does his purchasing, and manage his shipments. So it is. So whenever Susanna only makes a really small change, like a different color of a button,
Exactly.
our group chat will go crazy.
Whoa.
Whoa! Why is this button orange, not yellow anymore? Susanna,
I
has to
couldn't find it. Like, what's the difference? Like, oh, okay. I missed that one. That was the first feedback. Like, oh, there was a display. Oh, why this button has different color?
Was it the red button?
No, that was just, I think it was on transport statuses. It was confirmed. And for the new workflow, the new one, I think it's different shade of orange. I wouldn't notice if they didn't tell me, basically. So that was just...
Yeah, it was really funny. But I think it really shows how much people are working within the system, and how much the system is like, how important it is that the system is initiative. How do you call it? The
intuitive also,
to them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Can you give us an example of a mistake that happened before in Boss, but hardly happens now?
We can talk about some mistake that I've made when I
the time that the cat is uploaded to our finance partner.
You burn it. But yeah, with the new workflow, we've changed some calls to our partners. And some of the things I changed in the attachments that were sent in the emails to our clients. And I thought everything is fine. Nobody is complaining. And then class received an email. And what did you get in the email?
Well, probably is not right. But besides of this, the invoice, you attach a POD to every shipment. But the third document you send to us, which we send to all your customers, is a photo of a cat. So we've been sending invoices with actually pictures of cats to our customers.
That's something I want to see.
Okay, I'll send you.
Yes. Maybe I can put a screenshot in the podcast.
Yeah, like the second one, maybe I can have it framed.
Yeah. Oh, I should have framed this one, actually.
Okay.
I framed a compliment.
I prefer the compliment, not mistake. Yeah.
But cats.
Yeah, a cat. Just because when I deployed the new changes, some of the stuff were still kind of on a test, and I just didn't delete it because with that many changes and me working solely on it, I missed a few things. That was my mistake, but it was a funny one, I guess. I guess the clients were surprised, like, why there is a cat?
Yeah, but I was gonna ask, what was the response of the clients?
And like, I think we didn't get any, right?
No, I don't think.
I think they
really.
liked it. That's why they didn't say
Who
anything.
doesn't like a picture
Yeah,
of a cat, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna send dog next time.
It's now around Christmas time. Maybe you can put in a Christmas tree or something.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. How does Boss help brokers work faster in their day-to-day activities?
So I know that Boss handles everything from end to end, but as we said, like those steps from 5 to 10, they don't have to worry about at all.
So they don't have to worry about invoicing,
Yes.
about purchase invoices, checking the purchase invoices, checking the cost, and so everything is aligned and is within the system.
Yes, and the other thing is that Boss kind of pressures you to use logic. So basically, it stops you from filling up not the wrong steps, but some steps if it's not naturally logical. So, for example, if we have a deal and just started the transport, so suddenly you cannot just invoice everything without the POD or every document that is necessary for it. So it's something good because then the brokers know exactly where the deal stands. They don't need to figure out, okay, so who was the carrier for this deal, and make thousands of calls to actually figure it out where the transport is. So this is something that they have ready on a plate. This is easy to read, basically, and they get rid of all the pressure. And they see everything in there, and so many things automated. And I think that's it.
Okay, and every broker has his own private inbox, but if you're starting as a relay or new broker, you get your own database or something. Your own.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, when you are a new broker and you start working with Brocarga, because you don't work for Brocarga, but you work with Brocarga, because you start your own company, everything's empty. You have an empty board, and basically you will start selling. We have a sales module, which is a sales pipeline, where you can add your leads, where you can move them to the next stage, or from lead stage to what's the next stage? Suspect stage. Prospect, request for quotation, proposal stage, and then deal stage. And when it's deal stage, it means that there is an order. Otherwise, you don't have a deal. And then somebody can become an account manager for that account.
Yes.
Then you have your first order in your system, and that's actually your deal overview. And basically, this is, let's say, in your direct cockpit where you're working all day. And you have, on the left, you have your pre-orders. So you sold the transport, you did not purchase it yet. On the right, you have your let's say, your transports which are currently in execution. So they are loading, they are confirmed, they are loading, they are unloading, and the last thing you have to do is, let's say, put a POD to it. And when you put a POD to it, it will automatically be invoiced and self-billed to the carriers. So the brokers don't even have to wait for a purchase invoice. No, the purchase invoice will be sent by us to our carriers. And our carriers are very happy with it because we pay it on one day. And which freight forwarding company pays their invoices on one day? I think we can only name one, and that is Brocarga. So, I think that is a real thing. Like the real value of Brocarga is that it is basically a framework which is like a computer game. You have to do your sale, you have to do your purchase, invoicing will be handled. You can do everything within the computer. You don't have to leave your desk chair, and everything will be handled. The money will go in your wallet, and you can pay yourself out. And then it is not money that is, let's say, artificial. It is actual money. So that's also something very important if you work, let's say, within a traditional freight forwarding company. You think you make €300 margin and that you've done a great job, but it is not real money because it doesn't go to you. It does go to the company. And within Boss, the money goes to the actual broker. So everybody is really their own company and they work independent, but together. And this is also something Boss and Brocarga support, because when you have a carrier, it's not that it is your carrier, it's a carrier of Brocarga, so everybody can use the same carriers. So that means that we gain economies of scale because everybody works together with the carriers. And when you gain economies of scale, that means that you have better purchase prices. So this is also something that is really important about Brocarga, that is everybody's independent, but together in a community, and the community together represents a high revenue, represents many shipments for the carrier. So that's how you gain really good purchase prices. But I interrupted the question and I have no idea what the question was anymore.
Yeah, me neither. What was the question? That was good.
Okay,
talk.
new question. How does Boss maintain its quality? So, like, from the brokers to the clients.
How maintains the quality? I think the important part of it is that we don't have everything automated. Boss is supposed to help the broker, not for now make all the decisions by the broker. So I think this is the part that stays human to manage the quality. So all the edgy cases where we don't let Boss decide yet, but the broker will decide what to do with kind of disputes. If something goes wrong with the transport, they all have a power to basically manage it as they want. So this is something that is uplifted, because I don't believe automating so many things in Boss could be very profitable in the long run. This is something that I think we should be aware of, that the power of Brocarga is that we use Boss, but the power of it is that the brokers are really great people and that they maintain all the relationships with carriers, with the clients. I think this is something that is also the core of this company. So yeah. I think this is the quality, like the combination of the human part of the brokers and the Boss that manages all the work that they don't have to think about.
I had actually a discussion even today about the type of people that work for Brocarga. And the type of people that work for Brocarga, they are, let's say, they are the experienced freight brokers. They are not the large company employees which work, let's say, 3 days in a 5-day work week. No, these are the guys that actually work 6 days in a work week on 5 days. They work very hard. They work very long. They have ownership over what they do. They have their own company, so they will do everything to make sure the transports go right. They've done it before for a boss. Now they do it for themselves, but with the ownership. And now they also will have the fruitful things that come out of it when you have your own company. If you do something for the boss, yes, you can have a very good job, you can have a very good salary, but the wins will never be for you. I hijacked this conversation because I wanted to say something, and now I'm a little bit lost, because you were talking about how Boss the standardized
the quality.
Yeah, so here I was going. So
God.
The people working at Brocarga, they are the great people. They actually are the experienced freight brokers. Why? And we don't want to automate them away. We don't want to put their knowledge completely in Brocarga and make them basically...
Robots.
Sorry?
Robots.
Well, let's say you don't want to automate away your good people. We want to put them in a position where they can actually excel. So we want to build a framework where they can do their things, where they can find their things, but the knowledge is within them. You can try to automate everything, and you have large freight forwarding platforms, and they call them digital freight forwarders and whatever. We don't call us a digital freight forwarder because we are not going to automate the sales. We are not going to automate the purchasing. We are not going to automate the managing of the shipments. Why not? I think it's people work. A million things can go wrong on the road. Mirte, you are late for this podcast.
Only 15 minutes.
Only 15 minutes. But this is, let's say, something the freight brokers are managing every single minute of the day. You cannot automate everything. Even if you left your house in time, if you left the loading address in time, you can be late for a delivery. And
That's
so
true.
a million things can happen. A million things can happen on the road. The load, there can be something with the cargo. There can be something with this. You can have too much loading meters on the same pallets. The pallets can be, the pallets can be 120 by 80 centimeters, like a Euro pallet. But if the boxes are on the Euro pallet are a little bit wider because they are stacked wrong, or they are stacked with, let's say, 2 centimeters in between each other, that means that they are too wide. That means that they don't fit in the trailer anymore. Yeah, you cannot automate everything. And they're like every transport company or like large logistic companies, they try to automate everything. But by trying to automate everything, they have to put so much data. So they are like the people are like working like in a factory because they have to put all the data in, which is really a shitty job. So they have to put all the data in.
Yeah, so it's way better to just call Brocarga as broker and have a nice chat with them and make it that way order.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And the Brocarga broker, they just enter the order within a minute or so.
Yeah.
Less than a minute. I hope it's less than a minute. But you enter your order, you send out the transport order, and you go on with your job. And you manage everything on the way. And I think even though everything is automated within other companies, like with the digital freight forwarders, there is no room anymore for these great freight forwarders that actually have all the knowledge inside of their heads. So if one of the guys from Brocarga, for instance, work for this digital freight forwarders, they will probably get like annoyed very fast because they don't have the freedom to do anymore what they do best. And what they do best is arrange transport.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for this presentation.
Yeah.
Susanna, you've worked for 2 weeks in Rotterdam now.
Yes.
What's your experience from Rotterdam, from working at the office with all the guys from Brocarga?
Yeah, this is way more productive to be on site and actually talk to the users, especially when you do a big deploy and so many things can go wrong. So this is very profitable to actually see how they work and to think about some new features that we can implement in the future, and also include brokers and very important decisions like the roadmap for Boss that we did this week, which was basically a discussion with them because, you know, Boss is basically for brokers. We had a discussion with them to basically create the roadmap and ask them what they need, so we can include it and I can build it basically. And I think that went pretty well. We have some fine, interesting ideas for the future. And so I'm looking forward to building all of this and making their life easier.
Yeah, so basically I think this is very well said. What we did is we included the brokers in the roadmap for the software. So to put this in a perspective, we built a framework where they should do their job. So Brocarga facilitates software for the independent freight brokers to build their own business. So we include them also in the discussions what to build next. Right now, we did a deploy. We went live with the new version, which solved a lot of issues, which caused a lot of issues. Now we took, let's say, one step back. Well, we did not take a step back. We took a step forward, but it seemed like for brokers, like, oh, nothing has changed, because it was like more in the background that things have been changed. So let's say we took a step back to start running forward again. And because we are going to run forward now again, we include the brokers with their vision, with their ideas, to keep thinking about what should be the next steps. So in the coming year, we will do, let's say, polish the broker finances, so they can, let's say, manage their own finances better, so they can have reporting on how they are performing. The sales module will have let's say, a nice polishment, which will, let's say, make sure that the brokers are not only, let's say, overwhelmed by their workload all day with the operations, but also are triggered to do more sales, because eventually, even though it's nice to have a 5-minute coffee and to do a little bit of chatting, but if you see like, oh, I have to follow up on a sales call, you can, let's say, do that as well. And then BOS, the framework of Brocarga, will actually trigger the independent freight brokers to do more sales, to grow their own business. So Brocarga is also promoting growth for the independent freight brokers, for instance, with the sales module. Furthermore, what we will do is we will build a air freight module and a sea freight module. That's one of the two next big things which we are going to build. We are going to fix some bugs which the brokers found in the system.
What kind of bugs?
Always on the list.
And on the roadmap, somebody also wrote that they want. No, okay, I'm not going to say it. The casino button.
I think it's illegal, but
well, it's a choice, right?
It's a choice, yeah. But I would need to build this, so.
Okay, we will cut this part out of the podcast. No, but the brokers are also included in the process of road mapping and for the features which are going to build. And we made the roadmap for next year, which will make BOS even stronger and a better place for the freight brokers to work with.
Do you have a meeting once a week or for the input from the brokers?
Once per week.
Or once per day? I don't know.
A meeting, like a recurring meeting, it's like we have allergies for that at Brocarga. We want to work behind the computer. We want to work. We want to handle our transport. At a weekly meeting. Could you imagine?
No,
Susanna?
I wouldn't handle it.
I remember your weekly meeting. Every time when we can have, let's say, a conversation, you try to plan it at that weekly meeting so you can skip it.
Don't say it out loud. Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
So we put this on YouTube.
Do you already have a bobblehead? Because the bobbleheads do the meetings too, right?
Oh yeah, no.
God.
Nah, but
You got it.
we do have let's say a process where we and it's getting better and better. So over time it's getting better and better, the process of development. I think you see it very well in the first you did the sales module, which has to, let's say, which was developed and now has to do, let's say,
a redo.
A redo.
But we learned that it's better to plan, think about the process, than basically build it. Because we want to build it so fast to make it work that,
And before it's finished, we have new ideas. So that's also something that well, I had to do a little bit of step back in because before it's finished, I'm having, let's say, new ideas which I want to have developed, and I'm like, no, this 80% is fine. It's 80% done. It's fine. No. And this time I was really like, okay, Klaas, keep yourself quiet. Keep yourself quiet. We are going to set it live. It's the core system change. Okay, Susanna, you have to come to the Netherlands.
Yeah.
We will check what. We will check, let's say, together if everything is fine, put it live, and then when it's live, I will leave for Bucharest.
Yes. I deployed and then I'm asking Klaas, hey, can you help me with this one? And he just sends me a picture from the plane. I was like, that's not how you're supposed to do it. Why did I come here? So you can just go?
Yes. So that is like that was the master plan. So Susanna clicked on, okay, deploy the system. And the day later, I was on the plane to Romania. And Susanna could handle the
Yeah. And actually, that was
the
quite
questions.
reasonable to do if somebody is still on site with brokers. Because they would just approach me, hey, this thing doesn't work. Because otherwise, they would just keep on texting me on WhatsApp, or they wouldn't say a word, or, you know.
And they show you, right? So
Yeah, that's completely different. Because sometimes I think I understood what they meant, but it was something completely different. So that's a huge profit that I could get to see this on live.
It was also very well planned, right? That you came to the Netherlands like months before.
Yeah, that was a short call. Like, what?
We're almost at 50 minutes. So we're almost going to end the podcast. Are there a few things you guys want to discuss? Last minutes?
well, not for now.
No, I don't think so.
No? I have one question.
Oh, God. Yeah.
How do you see Boss in 3 years?
That's a question to me.
Both of you.
Okay, how I see Boss in 3 years is that it actually makes it is the platform where freight brokers can do their game in. And why do I say can do their game? Because I think it should feel like playing a computer game. So when I'm doing my business, when I'm playing a computer game, I can play for 12 hours straight. How cool would it be that I can arrive at 8 o'clock in the office, I can start my computer game and actually have fun with it till 7 p.m. and I earn money on it. That is my idea of Brocarga. And it should handle all modalities such as air freight, sea freight, handle all the back office processes, which it mainly does right now, but it should feel like a computer game. That's how I see Boss in next year.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that one. I don't play computer games, never had. And for me, it was such an prime instinct when I was an intern and I was doing the transport. I work as a broker and I just saw the margins coming in, showing up. And I was like, how cool it would be if I could get some more. Let's bargain with customer if they can just, lower the prices, give us more. Or with the carriers. So this is kind of thing that is not addictive, but it's something that you want to be better at all the time as you see the numbers or as you see the headlines from ChatGPT, like, oh, you just nailed a deal. That's, great and blah, blah, blah. So this is something that I think we're aiming in the future.
Yep.
And I remember you said that you would like to have boss as boss. So you would kind of tell brokers what to do, to be kind of more bossy or push them. For example, I see that you don't use both for some time. How about this deal? Or look, this client, you haven't spoken with them for a while. Like, shall we call him? So this is something that would be still kind of not that bossy, but kind of like assisting in them, but pushing them to be better and better brokers in the future.
Okay. Thank you for the podcast. Susanna, very nice to have you here.
Thank you.
We're not the only woman in the podcast this time. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you. See you next time.
See you.
Thank you.